True success is measured by self-worth and not by net worth. The first thing I really learned this year was that rest is a must. It's not a want. Rest is an absolute must. I wanted to figure out what rest was for me because I wanted to understand what made me optimal, right? What made me optimal so that I could function at a high level when I needed to function at a high level, right? But here's the thing, I didn't know it going in. I could burn the candle at all, burn the candle all night. I could get up really early. I could get a little sleep and I'd still be going. But guess what? Something in my body was saying, hey, no, this is not how you're supposed to do things. You you can still be ambitious. You can still get stuff done and also rest. I realized that rest is not something that I just want, it's something that I must have. I must have not rest just in sleep, but just an opportunity to let my brain do nothing. The second lesson that I really learned is saving money is life changing. When you grow up with the poverty mindset, you have to continuously work at that thing. It's not something that you be like, oh, boom, I am changed. Never again will I ever waste money. No, you have to work at it all the time. And I do, and I have worked on it. But I found this other beautiful thing about working on my money and having savings. And nowadays, I'd rather look into my bank account and see money versus look around my house and see things. And now I want money to save so that I can have freedom. True success is measured by self-worth and not by net worth. My ambition, I've had to like really step back and ask myself, all right, you have these goals, but can you still be happy with what you've already done? And I had to reconcile with that. I had to reconcile with that. And as I'm pushing so hard, I had to ask myself, why are you pushing yourself so hard? Like, what are you trying to get to? Like, what are you actually trying to do for yourself? And it's been a really beautiful, hard, and here is the real deal. Here's the real reason why I said your success is measured by your self worth and not net worth, because it does not matter how much you've accomplished. If you don't feel worthy, then that will not be enough. It will never be enough. If you've reached some goals, that's success. Every goal that you reach is success. Every single one. It doesn't matter what it looks like. And so what you have to do here is you have to look at your definition of success and you have to reconcile with that definition. Is that definition serving you? Can you be content at where you are right now? There is so much to say about contentment. Oh, child, y'all want content, but you have to be okay with where you're at and still have goals for the future. Both can exist in the same sentence. It doesn't have to be either or. Both can exist. You can have success and love yourself and be okay with where you are and still want more. All right, so number 4, relationships. I've learned that relationships matter over everything. And I teach this to all of my clients. I do diversity, equity, and inclusion work. And at the end of the day, when it comes to DEI, if you can build real relationships with people in your organization and you can learn how to communicate, half of our diversity problems will be solved. And when we understand that we all come to relationships flawed, then we will stop expecting for people to be perfect, because nobody is perfect. If I can't be perfect, then I darn sure can't expect for you to be perfect. And I had to learn that in my relationship with my husband. And Absolutely in my relationship with my children. If I'm not perfect, why would I expect for my kids to be perfect? They're not. So I need to learn some patience. And when I learned that I was responsible for my life, I didn't realize that I had the power to create my own happiness. Right? Before then, I was blaming my mom for everything, but I had to take my life into my own hands, and you do too. And we can't blame all of our woes on our relationships. So if you're not talking to somebody, what is it worth? Maybe this is your opportunity to practice some forgiveness in your life. And I talk a lot about forgiveness because it's been one of the catalysts that helped me in a lot of my relationships. Because when you grew up in a household like mine, there was a lot of trauma. There was a lot that went on, and I had to forgive. I had to forgive me. I had to go through this process. And so maybe it's an opportunity for you to forgive. True relationships, building true relationships fosters a sense of belonging. Like, because I have very good relationships, I feel like I belong. If you do that in your workplace, you'll feel like you belong. If you do that in your home, you'll absolutely feel like you belong. But I know that there's some people who feel like they don't even belong in their own home. Let's go to the root cause and start building up the relationship. If not the most major lesson that I learned in 2023, y'all, drum rolls please, is you can't care more about other people's problems than they do. You cannot care more, hear me and hear me well, for other people's problems than they do. Nope. If you are not concerned about your problems enough to make a change or to do the actions that's necessary to get you out of it, I ain't got nothing for you. I don't. I am here for you as a support sounding board, but I cannot do it for you. And I cannot give all of my energy into making you do it. You have to be motivated enough to get out of your own way.